Are we live? Oh my goodness. Guess what? You guys, we're going live with the Kelly Kitchen. Welcome to Food, Health, and Fun. Let me adjust myself here. Hello. Hi, everyone. Oh, I think I need to turn a light on over there. Turn that light on. Hi guys, it has been quite the week. I hope that you guys caught me on the Hallmark channel. It was super fun. It was the home and family show last Wednesday and Thursday, and it was great. I made my chocolate almond tart and had lots of fun, and it was super cool because they did everything for me, and I just had to show up and show everybody how to make it. So let's get busy. I have been just floored with Meyer lemons. And so we're going to make a few lemon things tonight. And if I have a chance, I'll throw in a few other things. We're going to make my creamy lemon rosemary chicken, and we are going to make a lemon icebox pie. I changed up the lemon icebox pie a little bit because I normally use my keto creamer, which is a whole other step, but we're going to take that step out and we're going to use sour cream instead. So it's going to have a tangy, sweet, lemony flavor, and I'm so happy that you guys are here. Hi, Laura. Hi, Marie. Okay, so I'm super running late because it was a very busy day at work, but I already got started. This is the crust for my lemon icebox pie. It's just the same kind of crust that I use for a lot of my pies. It is just almond flour, butter, a little bit of psyllium husk, and you can get psyllium husk anywhere. And psyllium husk is, it just gives it sort of that graham flavor. I do a pinch of salt and just a little bit of my monk fruit erythritol sweetener just to give it a little sweetness. Hi, Julie. So what I did was I melted the butter and I got it into my my pie dish, and I'm going to pop this in the oven 350 for like 8 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to get busy on everything else. So hold tight. That is going in there. We're going to put that on for 10 minutes. Wow. Okay, so the lemon, I wanted to just show you guys. I have like 100, do you see them? Like so many Meyer lemons, and they're in season right now. They're thin-skinned and they are full of juice. And I have so many of these, and we're going to get started with actually, you know what I'm going to do? I got to get no, we're going to do this first. So I have, let's see if my skillet is showing here. So I have a skillet here that I have been, I'm going to turn that heat up. We're going to get that on like a medium high, get it nice and hot. So, hi, Missy. What I did was I took some chicken breast cutlets, or you can just get chicken breast and then thin slice them so that they're all about the same thickness. And something that I really love to do is I will get a ton of chicken either from Costco or from the supermarket, and I will put them in these Ziploc bags with the olive oil, the lemon juice, the rosemary, the garlic powder, salt and pepper. And usually this marinate, you can put this, you kind of lay it flat like this, and you can put that in the freezer. You can make a bunch of them, put them in the freezer, and then in the morning you pull them out before you go to work, before you head off for the day, and let it thaw. And then when you get home, you have this lovely marinated lemon rosemary chicken. And that's just sort of the first step. When we put it in our pan, we're going to add just a teensy bit of olive oil. But here's the thing. We're not going to add the juice from the Ziploc bag because we want the chicken to get a really nice sear on it. And if the chicken does not completely, or if it gets a little crowded in the pan, then we'll do it in batches. And don't feel like you have to cram all the chicken in there at once, because we're just going to sear it on both sides, and then we will put it all back in with all of our creamy, yummy, lemony sauce. So that's heating up. I'm going to use a tongue to just gently place the chicken right into our pan so that I don't have any of the juice, but it'll, oh, did you hear that? Nice sear there. Hi, Missy. Oh, thanks for watching, Home and Family. I can't wait to go back. That's gonna be the next thing on my list. You'll notice that my chicken has some of the rosemary on it. Doesn't matter. Leave it there. Let it. It's a great flavor for your chicken. I also have in here my lemon wedges, my slices, and got one more piece. And all my chicken fits really nicely right on the, can you see this way? Let's see, I'm gonna turn this way so you can see just a little bit better. Hi, Craig. So that is gonna, so we don't want to have any liquid in there because we want our chicken to get a nice sear. We're not gonna cover that up just yet. But we're also going to put in, check it out. I'm gonna put my lemons into my pan because I want those to get a little caramelized also. And actually, they're just super pretty. I gotta get a picture of this. I got one more lemon in there. And then you see all this stuff here? We're just gonna toss this because it's filled with, like, you know, raw chicken juice and all that sort of stuff. So we're gonna put that to the side. While that is getting a nice sear on it, I am just gonna, who just said hi? Oh, hi, Annette. Okay, so I wasn't planning on doing this, but we need to have a little side with our lemon chicken. So I'm gonna make a cauliflower rice. Now I hear a lot of people say, oh, cauliflower rice, I don't really like it. Well, I don't know what I'm doing to it, but we love it. It might be the butter and the onions and the parsley that I put in it, but we're gonna make it anyways and kind of get that going so you can see how I make it. Get our chicken out of the way. I've already got some egg yolks over there. We're gonna do, that's the filling for the lemon pie. Get this out of the way. So the thing about the cauliflower rice, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. I just add, just like I would make normal jasmine rice, I do like a little bit of onion, a little bit of garlic, but I do add a fair amount of butter, and maybe that's why my cauliflower rice tastes good. I also make the onion a fairly small dice so that I feel like the onion is the same size as the cauliflower rice. That might be it as well. And so we'll just get that going. I've got some oil in here. I tell you, the one thing that's different about the Home and Family show, they do everything for you. So I just showed up and they had 4 of my chocolate almond tarts already made. And, you know, we ran through the lines a little bit. This is a half of a chopped onion. We ran through the lines a little bit of the chocolate almond tart with Cameron Matheson and Debbie Matenopoulos. They are so nice, super, super, super nice, nicer than they are on camera. It's just amazing. But the cool thing is that they do it all for you, and they clean it all up. So it was really fun, and I hope to go back. And you know, now I'm back to my everyday cooking, just like all of you guys. Everybody, you know, you all go to work. You all got to kind of think about what you're going to have for dinner. And I've been thinking about these Meyer lemons because I really want to be able to use them. And I have so many. Okay, so let's check on our onions are starting to soften in there. Our chicken is starting to brown. And then I'll flip it so it gets a nice sear on both sides. And we'll stir this a little bit. So I wanted to just tell you about my my lemon icebox pie. I used to make it with sweetened condensed milk when my kids were really little. You know those cans that have like probably a cup of sugar in each can? And it was like a favorite in our family, that lemon icebox pie with the sweetened condensed milk. And I wanted to recreate that for my kids. And so I recreated a sweetened condensed milk that was sort of a keto version. But it takes kind of a long time to make. It's like an hour on the stove, and then you've got to chill it overnight. And it just was a long process to get the sweetened condensed milk to then put into the pie that you got to cook for half an hour or an hour. The cool thing about the way that I'm making this now is we're going to have a little bit of time on the stove, but then everything just goes into the refrigerator for like an hour, and the lemon icebox pie is done because we're going to use sour cream instead of the creamer. So I think that kind of is a win-win to get a dessert on the table fast and not feel like you're like in the kitchen the whole time. Okay, here is my cauliflower rice. I don't find it too often in the, I mean, like when I do, it's almost all gone. Maybe it's because it's so popular. But I make 3 bags at a time because we love to have this as leftovers. And, you know, we can kind of, even if we don't have leftover chicken for dinner tomorrow night, I will have leftover rice, and then I can just make a protein to go with that. So I use 3 bags of cauliflower rice. We'll get that simmering in there. I'm just getting ready to turn over my chicken. We'll get this nice and we're going to season this cauliflower rice. Salt, pepper, garlic powder. I'm pretty generous with the salt. I probably, that's like a generous teaspoon. I'll taste it later. And then I'm gonna do, I don't know, maybe like a half a teaspoon of cracked pepper. And get that going. And then I'm gonna do some garlic powder. Nothing fancy here. Who just joined me? Hi, Marilee. So we'll do some garlic powder there. Ooh, so much going on, you guys. Our pie crust is beeping, but I'm going to quickly turn my chicken. Uh-oh, I got it a little overboard, but I think that's perfect. We'll get a nice sear on that. I'm going to turn that heat down just a tiny bit. I'm going to stir this up. Whew, I got a lot going on here, you guys. Okay, we're going to cool that down. We're going to take this baby out. The crust is just going to cool off until we're ready to put the lemon custard inside of it. There's nothing that really needed to be cooked in this because it was just butter and almond flour, and basically what you're doing in the oven is you're kind of toasting the almonds and kind of pulling that all together. So we're just going to let this go off to the side and let that chill until we're ready to put the lemon custard inside of it. Okay, so we're going to, that looks pretty good. That's the cauliflower rice. We are going to add, right now we're going to add just 2 tablespoons of butter, but later we're going to add a little bit more butter. We're just going to let this simmer down a little bit. I'm not adding any broth. I don't need any broth in here. It has enough moisture. I feel like it has enough moisture. And we'll get some more moisture from the butter when we get that going in there. Okay, we're going to take the chicken. Ooh, that looks nice. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beauteous. Ooh, look at these lemons. Those look pretty good. Check that out. Nice and seared. We're just going to take those out of the pan, and then we're going to make our creamy lemon rosemary sauce. The cauliflower rice is simmering over here. We're going to give that one more stir, and then I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm just going to let that kind of do its thing. I will taste that in a minute, and we will add more butter and parsley to the cauliflower rice. But I'm going to get it out of the way right now. Ooh, I don't want to burn myself. My goodness. See, this is what, if I had a whole crew to help me, that would be amazing. Okay, so we're going to turn that off. We will get the chicken going. I think I've showed this to you guys. I have, this is what I use a lot of the time for, hi, from Louisiana. Thanks for coming. Is it Shanae? Nice to meet you. Oh, and from Tennessee. Hi, Kim. So this is better than bouillon. When I don't have chicken stock made, or if I don't have boxes of Kettle and Fire, which is my favorite broth of all time, I use just better than bouillon, and I add like a teaspoon to a cup of water. That makes a full cup. For this recipe, we're just calling for half a cup of broth. And where's my thing? Oh, here it is. We're going to do a half of a cup of broth. We're going to do a half of, the recipe's on the website. Let me just, I got to check my recipe. I got to get that cookbook written. I can't follow along. Okay, so we are going to do a half a cup of chicken broth and a quarter cup of lemon juice and a quarter cup of heavy cream, and then 4 ounces of cream cheese. And we're going to get that all sort of softened. But let me get this going here. So the idea is that when you sear your chicken in the pan, you've got all this flavor gold inside the pan. And the recipe calls for about a half a cup. I might use the full cup. It just kind of depends. Kind of depends how much sauce I want. I actually like to have a little bit extra sauce to kind of drizzle it over my cauliflower rice. So we'll start with a half of a cup, and then we'll do a half of a cup of the heavy cream also. Okay, so let's turn this. Whoops. Come on, baby. We'll turn this on medium-low. We'll get this going. And that is going to do a nice, we're going to get all the brown bits off of the bottom. It's going to come to a little bit of a simmer. And then oh yeah, it's pulling up the brown bits really nicely. Then we will do a little bit of a mess over here, you guys. I got going a little bit late today, so just bear with me. We're going to let that simmer for just a little bit, and then we will put in the cream and the lemon juice. Get that out of the way. Get this out of the way. And I tell you, these lemons give off so much juice. It's unbelievable. Not sure if you can see this, but this is starting to simmer, and it's pulling up all of the flavor gold off of the bottom of the pan. Who just visited me? Hi, Anita. Hi, Candace. How are you? Okay, so this is pulling up all the brown bits. It's a nice, rich flavor. And then we're going to add the cream cheese and the cream and the lemon juice. Then guess what? Then we put the chicken back into the sauce, and we cover it and we let it simmer. So that is the plan. And I do see that I have some seeds in here, so I'm going to fish those out because I don't want those mixed in with my sauce. So I just use it like a slotted spoon, and I'm just going to very gently pick out the ooh, it's hot. Turn that down. I'm going to burn myself. I'm just picking out the seeds because I don't want those in my sauce. We want to eat our sauce without having to worry about that. Get just some of those out of there. And we're going to add all of the lemons and the chicken back as soon as we get this sauce going. Ooh, beauteous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, it smells amazing, of course. Lemon and rosemary are like a classic flavor. We're just going to add a little bit of cream and cream cheese and add a little bit more stock. This is the time where I'm going to add the cream in. And I'm going to do, this is one of my favorite tools. It is the easiest lemon squeezer. And I'm actually not even going to measure this, but we're supposed to get about 1/4 to 1/2 of a cup. It's going to just stir that all together. Oh, it's beautiful. It has a nice, rich, golden flavor. I think I'm going to probably do 3 of these. I'll taste it to see where I'm at on my lemon flavor. And I thought I had more rosemary. It's around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I'm going to add a whole sprig of rosemary. Let's do 2. And that's just going to continue adding flavor to our sauce. Get this out of the way. And we will put in, so each one of these cubes is 8 ounces. We're going to put in half of one of these cubes. And it'll sort of melt into the sauce. And as soon as we get that melted in there, we are going to, we're going to taste it, see how it goes, if it's got the right flavors. I might need to add a little salt, maybe not. Or I may need to add a little bit of water if I got it too salty. Okay, so there's my half of a block of cream cheese. And I'm just going to use the back of my wooden spoon. And I'm going to just break that up, and that's going to melt really nicely into our sauce. And that'll actually help thicken it as well. So when I used to make this for my kids when they were little, I would dredge the chicken in flour to get a nice crisp on both sides. And then when I put it back into the sauce, the flour thickened the sauce. But as we all know, we don't eat flour. So this is how we're going to try and thicken the sauce a little bit. If you wanted it to be a little bit thicker, you can add my trusty xanthan gum. It's in this jar because I put it in this jar. It usually comes in like a bag. Bob's Red Mill sells it. It lasts forever because you only need a teensy tiny little bit of xanthan gum. You do not want to go overboard. If you go overboard with xanthan gum, you will get a gummy, gluey sort of sauce, and we don't want that. It's sort of gloppy and doesn't taste good. So I am going to take matters into my own hand, and I am gonna just whisk my my cream cheese. Now, for any of you that are just joining me today, do not be afraid of the mess that I'm creating, because this mess, I know it looks a little crazy, but after I'm done with you guys, this mess will take me less than 10 minutes to clean up. I like to have like a garbage area. I throw everything in my sink, every dish, every spoon, every lemon rind, everything. And then after I get off camera with you guys, I just sift through it, and it takes me all of 10 minutes to clean up my act over there. Okay, let me get this out of the way. I'll get this out of the way. Let me taste. Oh my gosh, that tastes so good. Okay, now we're going to take our chicken and our lemon slices, and we are going to put these back into our sauce. And then we're going to let these simmer here, because I don't know if you realize it, but we just seared both sides of the chicken. We didn't actually cook the chicken the whole way through. So you want to make sure that we get those inside their sauce. And then we're going to let that simmer there. We'll put the lid on. We're going to move this over to this burner because we're going to get started on our lemon icebox pie. I'm going to turn that one off. We'll turn this one on low. We're going to just cover that. And there is our happy chicken. Our happy chicken, it's doing its thing, and that's going to simmer, I don't know, maybe for about like 10 minutes. And then if your family isn't ready to eat, just turn the burner off and just let it sit there. It's fine. It'll continue to marinate and do its thing, and the chicken will get even more tender. So it's completely fine to just leave it there. Let's take a look at our cauliflower rice. Where is my thing? Ooh, very nice. It's time for me to add just a little bit more butter to the cauliflower rice. I know this seems like a lot, but it's a half a stick. And then I'm also, when this is all done, I will add in chopped parsley, toss it up, and I'm going to even turn the heat off. And I'm just going to let that sit there. That's happy. The chicken is happy. If I wasn't doing dessert, dinner is done. It's easy on the table, and then we will also have leftovers. Okay, so let's get started with, so here in my saucepan, I have 4 egg yolks, and they're super yellow. I am going to follow my recipe on this because I don't have it all in my head. So I'm just going to pop that right there. Put it like that. Okay, so we have 4 egg yolks. I'm going to add a cup of cream, and we are going to whisk those together over a low heat before we add anything else in. We will add lemon juice. So we got this over a low heat. And the trick here is that we do not want to have scrambled eggs. We do not want to have scrambled eggs at all. So you're just going to continue mixing these together. We will add, gotta grab my other stuff. So my Lakanto monk fruit sweetener, if you don't already know this, I know I've said it a couple times. Hi, Atsuko. I've said this a couple of times. So sugar alcohols, after you cook them and you warm them up and you incorporate them into whatever it is you're making, when you cool them down, they recrystallize when they're in the granular version. Granular is like regular sugar. When you powder it, you can buy it already powdered, and this is by a company called Lakanto powdered monk fruit sweetener. It's a blend of monk fruit extract and erythritol, which is a sugar alcohol. So you use powder because when it cools down, it doesn't recrystallize. So when we're ready, we will add this in. Let's get this out of the way. Whew, I'm just making a mess over here. We'll get this out of the way. We need, let's see, how much lemon juice we need. We need a half of a cup of lemon juice. Well, I'll probably only need 3 lemons to do that because these lemons are so juicy. There's my cup. I'm keeping an eye on my cream and egg yolks because I don't want them to scramble. They're doing just fine. I'm going to give them a little whisk. My chicken is simmering and is super happy. So we're going to do that. I swear, these lemons are so juicy. They're very thin-skinned. You can add lemon zest to this recipe, but I like to keep it super creamy. And when you add the zest, even though it gives a nice lemon zing, it also gives a little bit of a chew flavor. A chew texture, sorry. So I'm going to pass on the lemon zest, but it is optional. You can add it. Okay, so that's 1/3 of a cup. And I have 2 more here. We'll get this out of the way. And there is a half of a cup out of 3 lemons. Can you even believe it? Amazing. Okay, we're going to just get that going. We'll add, sorry, I'm reading my recipe. I wrote this down and I don't make this very often. Let me see what it says. Oh shoot, I lost the other page. Okay, well, I've made it enough times where I remember what I'm doing here. So I just poured in a half of a cup of lemon juice, and now I'm going to add in a cup of a half a cup of the powdered monk fruit sweetener, and taste it when you're cooking this, because if you want it sweeter, you can add more, or you can add stevia, liquid stevia drops. Let me just get this stirred, and I'm going to show you what liquid stevia drops look like. So I've got my monk fruit sweetener in there. We're going to continue letting that do its thing. Let me just show you what this is what liquid stevia drops, and this is very strong. It's an extract, so you just need a few drops to make something a little bit sweeter. So taste it, taste whatever you're making, and if you need it just a little bit sweeter, because these things don't work exactly like real sugar, so you have to sort of play with it a little bit. Hi, San Diego. Who's that? Morgan from San Diego and Pamela from Texas. This is so exciting, you guys. Everybody's from all over the world. Of course, my friend Atsuko comes and visits me from Japan every week, and I love it. Anyways, liquid stevia drops, you can get these pretty much anywhere. And if whatever you're making needs to be a little bit sweeter, just add like 4 or 5 drops of this, taste it again, see how it tastes. And this is from a leaf. It's an extract from a leaf. So we'll put that over there. As soon as this starts to thicken up a little bit, we are going to take it off of the heat. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of butter. We're going to add some lemon extract, and we are going to add a little bit of xanthan gum. This is all before we add the sour cream. So as you guys know, if you're just tuning in, I just wanted to show you guys, I pre-made a pie crust. This is just melted butter, almond flour, and psyllium husk. Psyllium husk is, it's just a fiber. I hate showing this bottle because it doesn't really give it a great representation, but this is psyllium husk, and people use this and they just put it in water to give them more fiber in their diet, but we add it to our pie crust to give it a little bit of like a graham cracker flavor-ish. If you don't have this, that's okay. You can use coconut flour instead. Coconut flour works very similarly. It has a nice sort of dry texture, and that gives it sort of that cookie crumble, if that makes sense. So I already pre-made this. I pressed it into my pie tin here, and then I baked it for about 8 minutes. And then as soon as our lemon and cream sauce comes together and gets a little bit thicker, we will add butter and lemon extract and some other things. It's doing very nicely. I'm going to give my cauliflower rice a little toss. Ooh, the butter is nicely melted in there. I did not add any broth or any liquid to my cauliflower rice. It is just seasonings, onion, and butter. And as soon as I get done with my lemon stuff here, well, actually, that's still doing its thing. So let's chop up our parsley. We're going to add about, we'll just do, look at how easy that is, okay? You don't have to be fancy about this. We're just trying to get dinner on the table. And by the way, everyone needs to help. This is a family affair, and people can't just show up and sit down at the table and then not help clean up or not help with putting the groceries away or input. So I'm a big believer in everybody helping out. So my daughters help me plan the meals. They help me put all the groceries away. They empty the dishwasher. I'm the first to tell you, I'm the #1 person that hates emptying the dishwasher. And then my lovely boyfriend, Peter, I love you, Peter. I think you're watching. I'm almost positive you're watching. Does all the dishes or most of the dishes, and we work together in a team to sort of do that. And it just makes the whole process go a lot smoother, lot easier. Okay, so that's doing its thing. I'm going to chop up our parsley. I'll get that inside of our, how are we doing on time? Oh, you guys, we're flying. We are flying through our time. Okay, I'm keeping an eye on our lemon stuff. It's a little bit frantic, but that's okay. I mean, when I'm cooking dinner not in front of the camera, it's not this frantic, and I'm usually not making dessert every night. That's another thing I want to share with you guys is that I know my blogging website has a lot of desserts. I love making desserts, but whenever I make desserts, I give it mostly away. To help me stay on the keto journey and the low carb journey, I do have some treats, but I can't keep it in my house all the time because we would eat it all the time. And I have a lot of desserts. I'm cooking them almost every single night. Oh, well, Donna just asked about the measurements for the pie crust. The recipe is on the website. It's the lemon icebox, the keto lemon icebox pie. That recipe is already on the website, so you can go there and search for that. Just type in lemon and search, and everything that's lemon will come up on the site. So those measurements are there, but it's like a 1/4 cup of butter and a tablespoon of the sweetener, a tablespoon of psyllium husk, and a cup to 1.5 cups of almond flour. And then you just mix that all together. That's the pie crust that I use for almost everything. I'm happy to announce that our lemon curd, lemon stuff is coming together. I wanted to just show you how it coats the back of the spoon. Do you see how it has like a nice thickness? See, I'll show you. See how it has a nice thickness? Oh my God, you guys! This one I might not give away because it's so good. Okay, I'm gonna add, I'm gonna just take this off the heat just a little bit. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of cold butter. And, excuse me. Ooh, where's my soda? Okay, so I have 1/4 cup of butter, and that's going to melt inside my lemon curd. I'm going to add a teaspoon of lemon extract. You guys, you can get this at any supermarket. If you, for some reason, your supermarket does not carry lemon extract, Amazon.com is my favorite. They come visit me almost daily, much to my chagrin. I'm going to use a teaspoon of my lemon extract. Put that in there, and you put the lemon extract after you turn the heat off because you don't want to cook off all of that lemon flavor. And then I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon, just a little tiny bit of the xanthan gum. When my butter is all completely melted, I'm going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. And here's the trick with xanthan gum, because it likes to clump together. You got to sprinkle it over like pixie dust, okay? Who's talking to me? Is me and my husband doing the keto together and need new recipes? Well, I'm so glad that you're here, Pamela. Follow along. I'm on every Monday night here and on YouTube. Hi, YouTube people. And my website, I try to publish recipes every week. I've got a lot of things on there. And if you ever have any questions, suggestions, or ideas of things that you want to to try that are keto or that are your comfort foods, but you want to make them low carb, let me know, because I'm always, always, always looking for new ideas and new recipes. They're coming to me all the time. Right now I'm working on a chocolate mint cheesecake cup. So it's just in a cup, but it's like a chocolate mint, and it's sort of like that whole Girl Scout cookie thin mint thing. So that's coming down the pike very soon. It'll be a no-bake chocolate mint cheesecake cup. Okay, you guys, our butter is nicely melted. I'm going to take that out of there. I'm going to add just a sprinkle of xanthan gum. See how I'm sprinkling it just like a little bit of pixie dust, like Tinkerbell. And then I'm going to whisk that in there. That is going to help get it, thicken it just a little bit, and you don't want to go overboard with that. Believe me. Please trust me. You don't want to go overboard on that. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. A little bit goes a long way. Our chicken is super happy. Our cauliflower rice is done. You guys, that's dinner right there. I might throw a salad together too. I just, grab a handful of lettuce, grab a handful of grape tomatoes, maybe a little bit of Parmesan cheese on that, and that's our salad. My daughter's just leaving right now. She's trying to be quiet. Bye, Pipes. Bye. Okay. I got my xanthan gum in there. The last part of our lemon icebox pie situation is the sour cream. But before I put the sour cream in, I am going to pour the lemon mixture into a cool bowl. You could let it just cool inside this pot, but whoops, got a little dirty. You could just let it cool inside that pot, but for time's sake, I'm going to just let it cool down in there. I am going to finish just chopping up it's going to cool there, and then I'm going to add the sour cream, and then we'll put it into our pie crust. But in the meantime, I am going to chop up our parsley so I can finish our cauliflower rice. Our creamy lemon rosemary chicken is done. And we will add this chopped parsley. I love, love, love parsley. We're going to add that right to our cauliflower rice. And I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. The one thing I want people to remember is when somebody says, well, cauliflower rice, it doesn't taste like real rice. Well, it's not. It's not real rice. And I don't want to fool you. I don't want to, lie to you. It's not rice. It's cauliflower. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to change our palate, and we're trying to find substitutions that don't hurt our bodies, that help us maintain healthy weight, that don't cause inflammation, and that are a little bit more plant-based. And so there you go. Okay. Cauliflower rice is done. Chicken is done. Let me just show you what our beautiful cauliflower rice looks like. I'm not going to get a plate of this because Peter will be home soon, but I just wanted to be able to just show you how beautiful our cauliflower rice is. See? Can you see? Let me see. Hopefully I won't drop it all over my computer. But there you go. Hi, Erica. Thanks for joining us. Who else is here? I love seeing you guys. Thanks for coming and watching. I'll continue doing this. It's super fun for me, and I would love to help in any way. I'm just going to take a little taste of my cauliflower rice and see if it needs any seasoning. And if it does, it doesn't. It is so good, you guys. I don't know, people are like, yeah, cauliflower rice. I don't think you're making it the right way. And quite frankly, I'm a little bit to blame because I don't even have like a set recipe up on my website, but I think maybe I'll make that a goal. Maybe by the end of this week, I'll get my basic cauliflower rice recipe up on the website. Okay, guys, cauliflower rice is done. Lemon chicken is done. Let me show you what this looks like. Oh, nice and creamy with a lemon wedge on top of it. Can you see? I'll show it to you like this. How delish is that? And we're just going to let that continue simmering in there and getting nice and juicy and saucy. Okay, so the last bit before I say goodbye is we're going to do our final part for our lemon icebox pie. And it won't be done tonight because I have to put it in the fridge for an hour. Hi, Christina. You're the best. Christina's my friend from high school. We rocked it on the volleyball court. We were crazy little rugrats. I am going to do a cup of sour cream. And I'm going to whisk that in there. And that's going to cool it down. And it's going to thicken it up even more. This is regular, full fat sour cream. We don't do fat-free stuff here. We don't do low-fat stuff because usually when they take the fat out, they have to add something in. And do you know what it is that they add in? Who can guess? Sugar. That's how they make it palatable. They add the sugar to it. So we're going to break up the sour cream inside our lemon mixture, and it gives it a really nice sweet tang. And, oh shoot, you guys, darn it, forgot to wear my apron, and this is my brand new shirt. Shout out to Charmed Avenue in Arizona. I got a ton of really cute clothes from Charmed Avenue. I love Kathy, and she has the best taste of all time. Okay, guys, our lemon icebox pie is almost done. Okay, here is our pie shell. Put that right there. This pie, see if I can show you. I'm gonna pour that. Oh my gosh. So this is going to go in the fridge for at least 4 hours. And you can put it in the freezer and make it go even faster. I actually like to keep it in the freezer overnight and get it nice and chilled. And I actually like to serve it frozen because it's actually it's not like rock hard. It's like it has a little bit of a chew to it. So when this is done, you're going to serve it with a dollop of whipped cream, and you might sprinkle some lemon zest on top to give it a really pretty flavor. But I can tell you right now, I could eat that with a spoon because our lemon icebox pie is delicious. You guys, we're done. Thank you so much for coming to the Kelly Kitchen, where we try to have food, health, and fun. Follow me on all social. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know if you need help with anything. I'll try to chime in. And, like and share and do all the things that you do in social media. And thanks again for watching. Come again next week. I'm on every night. I'm sorry, not every night. That would make me crazy. Every Monday night at 6:15 West Coast time, Pacific time. And these videos live on my YouTube and on my Facebook, so you can go back and watch them. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.